Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is Wednesday, March 8th. So I did do some stitching last night, and I'm going to show you that first because I didn't do any diamond painting, so I have no update on that. Because when I go through my gratitude list, I have something I want to talk about in the Bible. Yeah. So, and you know, one of my items on the gratitude list is, again, good shows and movies on Amazon Prime. So when I was stitching yesterday, I came upon this movie called Bobbi Jo Under the Influence. And it's about this woman who was an alcoholic and an addict. And she endured great abuse at the hands of just about every man in her life due to alcohol and drugs. And she wound up getting clean, and then wound up just had a calling to help people, to help other people going through the same thing. She lived in Kansas City, and there were just not enough, resources or opportunities for women, especially. She started out helping women coming out of treatment. So she wound up turning her mom's house. Her mom passed and left the house to her, and she wound up turning her mom's house into like a house for women to come, and she was aiming to help 10 women a year. Well, it wound up, the vision just wound up being so exponentially bigger than that, and as of right now, she has helped like 7,000 people, and she even helps men now. Like, it is, the movie is amazing. It's so uplifting, and it gives you hope that it is never too late. I mean, she didn't get clean until she was 34 years old, and she's been clean for like 27 years, like something, a lot. It's never too late. Such a good movie. And then I started watching this other movie called Heal, H-E-A-L, like heal your body. And it's about how our thoughts can help heal our body. I'm only a little bit ways into it. I love watching stuff like that because I think there's so much information out there that we can take in. I think I'm amazed by stuff like that. I cannot wait to keep watching it. So when I was watching, I know it's looking so good, isn't it? So I got done like this section here and over here. I love this so much. I love her designs. I am so pleased that I am just enjoying this every single night. And I should have put on my gratitude list. I have 8 things on there, but I should have put on my list today, and I think it was on my list yesterday, the time I have in the evening, those 1 to 2 hours, because it's about 2 hours that I've been stitching every night. Those 1 to 2 hours that I have in the evening to do this and watch a show, and it's quiet and no one's emailing me and Bill's sleeping, and you know what I mean? Like, it is, and it's a very reflective time for me, like, especially the stuff that I'm watching, like those movies. It makes me stop and think about my own life and about the way that I think. And, as Joyce Meyer's, probably one of her most popular books, Battlefield of the Mind, it all starts in your mind. Your whole life, everything. But yeah, isn't it looking so good? Okay, so let's go through the gratitude list. Like I said, I have 8 things on there. Number 1, my health. When I wake up and I feel good and I don't really have huge health issues, I'm very grateful because, man, there are some people in this world that struggle with a whole lot of things. Bill struggles with his back and his shoulder. He has an appointment for his shoulder in April, so I'm hoping they can help him. I've been praying for him daily in my journal for healing for it. Number 2, Bill's on my list twice today. Yeah, So number 2, I have Bill, I have his humor because we always kid around and joke with each other, and I think that is such an integral part of our relationship. Like, if we didn't do that, we would think something was wrong. Like last night, I had made cookies yesterday, and I had gotten us a couple cookies, and I had like the napkin sitting between us, and he started throwing the napkin at me. And so it was like a competition. We started throwing just stuff like that, like little stuff like that, we do every single day. And, you know, in a marriage, I feel like, yes, the big grand things too, but it's a lot of little tiny things that wind up keeping your relationship together. Okay, number 3, like I said, good movies and shows on Amazon Prime. Search. If you have Amazon Prime, go on there and really start looking around. What I like to do when I watch something, if you look down below, it'll say customers also watched this. And that's how I found that Bobbi Jo movie, and then I found that Heel movie. So yeah, look around. Take your time and look around. Sometimes it takes me a while to find something to watch, but love what I've been watching on there lately. Number 4, paying off a credit card. So today I made the last payment on a credit card that Bill had gotten from Bass Pro Shop, and it was no interest. And he bought a new depth finder for the boat. So it's a really good feeling to have that paid off. Number 5, Diamond Art Club sneak peeks. I am forever grateful to Diamond Art Club for contacting me again once I got into diamond painting again, inviting me to the sneak peek program. And every time I get a kit, I am so very grateful to receive that kit for free, because it is just a way for me to share the kit with you guys, and then also be able to do the kit for myself without laying out any money for it, right? So Friday's video will not be my normal update, gratitude list, all of that. It's going to be the Diamond Art Club sneak peek video, which I filmed yesterday. So the kit is so cool. So you're going to enjoy that. Okay, number 6, the Bible. And that's when we're going to talk about this. I still have 2 things on the list though, but we'll talk about this. It's not going to take very long. I am so grateful for the Bible that I purchased. And I know I've said this many, many times. It has the tabs in it. The person that owned it before me highlighted things in it, which I'm always interested to go and see. But I don't read it like from front to back. I will just pick a book and start reading it. And I feel like whatever I'm reading that day is what I need to hear. So I am reading the book of Luke right now. And a lot of it talks about forgiveness. And my brother and I, in our childhood, so my mom was married to my brother's father for 18 years, the first 18 years of my life. And then she got together with Charlize's father. So that father that was in the first 18 years of my life and is my brother's biological father. Wait a minute, hold on. Okay, that was Bill. And I always take, because I already talked to him this morning, so, but yeah, all's good. Okay, so my brother and I and my mother endured much abuse by the hands of him, okay? And so much so that, you know, my brother has no relationship with him. I don't either. I'm very grateful for my biological father that he came into my life. But there was a point, and this was a long while ago, where I said, okay, I have to forgive him. I have to forgive him for what he did in order for me to just move on and let it go, because holding that in and being angry at someone like that is doing me no good. So I just said, okay, I think I had sat down, I forgive him, I let it go, blah, blah, blah. Recently, and I want to say like the last couple weeks, my mother works at Taekwondo before care. And so she's there at like 6:37 in the morning until about 8 o'clock. She has been running into this man, my stepfather for the first 18 years of my life, at a local grocery store in our town. Like, she's ran into him like a handful of times. And so when she would tell me that she would run into him, mind you, we all live within a 10-minute radius of each other. Seriously. I'm really surprised that I haven't run into him, but I don't know what I would do because I haven't seen him. I was like 25. Like, it has been like almost 25 years since I've seen him in person and talked to him. It was when his mother passed and I went to the viewing and the funeral. But when my mother has been telling me that she has run into him, it dredges up stories, right, of the abuse. And so we rehash it and talk about it. And so keep that in your head, right? So today I am reading the book of Luke this morning. And Joyce, the great thing about it, I'm going to show you, she has this is her own interpretation in there, right? So she has a passage in here called Further Than Forgiveness. And it says that Luke 6:27 and 28 teaches how to deal with our enemies. Something is missing when we say we forgive those who have hurt or offended us and we go no further. And when I read this, she said, the next step, so you say you forgive somebody, but then you keep talking about what they did to you. No, that's not going to work. So she said, it is not enough to merely say we forgive others. She said, one of our problems is though we pray and try to forgive those who offend us and we turn right around and curse them with our tongues, or we rehash the offense again and again with others. And it was like a lightning bolt hit me. Because that is exactly what I've been doing with my mother. And I've even told Bill some of the stories, and I've even told some of the stories on this channel, here and there. And she's like, this is not going to work. This is not how you forgive someone. So what you do, which I'm going to read this passage, and this is probably one of the hardest things for anyone to do that is trying to forgive someone. It says, it is not enough to merely say we forgive others. We must be careful not to curse them or speak evil of them, even if we think they deserve it. Instead, we must do as Jesus did and pray for them, bless them, and speak well of them. You're like, what in the world? Like, how can I possibly do that? And she talks about when you bless someone, it's not physically or materially, it's spiritually, right? You are hoping that when you bless them, you're asking God to bring truth and forgiveness and to them and make them realize maybe to change their attitude and their ways. Not that they can have all these great cars and have this great life. That's not what she is saying. She said, because by doing so, we bless not only them, but ourselves too. Hating those who hurt you is like taking poison and hoping your enemy will die. Let me tell you, when I read that, I literally sat there when I read that this morning and I prayed for him. I prayed for him and that I can just release my hate for him and forgive him and all of that. And I wrote in my journal, I vowed that I'm not going, when my mother talks about if she runs into him again, I'm just going to say, okay, I'm not going to rehash those stories. Yeah, that's going to be a huge step. Like, I read that and I was like, wow, just mind blown. Okay, last two things on my gratitude list. Actually, Bill is on here 3 times. The next one is Evenings with Bill. I am so grateful for that hour and a half, 2 hours that him and I have dinner, watch TV, talk about the day, do all of that. I cherish that time very, very greatly. So that is why sometimes I am upset when I have to work late and I don't have that time. Like sometimes I have worked into bedtime. You know, he's going to bed and I'm just getting done. I am very grateful that we have that time together. And then number 8, Bill again, that he is willing to teach my sister to drive. So we are going out this Saturday to have her drive again for a couple of hours. And I'm just so grateful that he's willing to take time out of his life to help her do this. So yeah, he made my list 3 times. And then I prayed for his healing for his back and his shoulder. And you know what's funny to that phone call, right? So I prayed this morning for his back. He had back surgery 2 years ago. but his back will hurt him here and there. And before that, he was getting cortisone shots every 6 months, and they were really helping. So I prayed for him this morning for his back and his shoulder. He has an appointment for his shoulder in April. And that phone call, when I interrupted the video, he said, oh, I made an appointment with Dr. So-and-so to start getting the injections again for my back. And I went, because now I feel like they are really going to help him because his back is in such a better state. He has to go for a consultation though and all of that. But I told him, I said, you're not going to believe this. I said, but I just prayed for you this morning for your back. And then he calls me and says he did that. So yeah, it's amazing. It truly is amazing. Okay. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, right? On forgiveness, on forgiving someone. So I hope you guys are all having a great week and a great Wednesday. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.